Careblazer, have you ever found yourself walking into another room, even trying to go to the bathroom, but your loved one is right there behind you? It's like you're never alone. They're your shadow. So this video is for you. If you're new here, hi, my name is Dr. Natalie. I am a board certified geropsychologist. And here on this channel, we talk about everything dementia caregiving. In today's video, I want to talk about the experience of you maybe walking into the kitchen for 5 minutes. And before you've even reached the counter, your loved one is standing in the doorway looking right at you. Or maybe you have found yourself trying to tiptoe quietly behind them just to get 2 seconds to yourself. But still, they somehow have found you. The idea of having private phone calls or the idea of having any type of personal space has seemed to disappear because when you move, they move. This is called shadowing. You've probably heard about it before, and it is exhausting, suffocating, and it's something many dementia caregivers experience. Caregivers often tell me things like, I can't even go to the bathroom by myself anymore. It's like I can't even find 5 minutes to myself. Or she just shadows me and follows me wherever I go. She doesn't say anything. She just watches. It's like I'm being followed by my own shadow. Or I love him, I really do, but he's driving me crazy. I have no more privacy, no more personal space. And then I feel guilty for myself for even thinking those thoughts. So if any of those kinds of experiences hit close to home, stick with me here. In today's video, I'm going to share why this happens, what's driving that behavior in their brain, what makes it worse, and what actually helps. Now, sometimes in shadowing, the person follows you physically from room to room, step to step, and the moment you get up, they get up. The moment you sit down, they sit down. You head to the kitchen, they're right there behind you. But sometimes it's not just following. Sometimes it's almost like a desperate urgency to be wherever you are. So maybe they reach out to touch you, they reach out to hold your arm, or they grip your hand. It's like they need to know where you are every single moment. And sometimes, let's say they don't have the physical ability to actually follow you. Sometimes it can look like you get up to go to a different room and immediately, where are you going? When are you going to be back? Are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Or they call out for your name when they don't see you. So it's like, even if you can get away physically, you can't get away completely because they're constantly looking for you and calling for you. All of this is real. All of it is exhausting. And all of it has an explanation about why this is happening in their brain. So let's talk about why this is happening neurologically. And there are 3 key things I want you to understand. Number 1 is that dementia is destroying the brain's ability to self-regulate anxiety. And you, all of a sudden, are becoming their only anchor. Deep inside the brain, there is a structure called the amygdala. And you can think of this as the brain's alarm system. It detects danger and threats, and it triggers a lot of fear responses. So in a perfectly healthy brain, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for judgment and reasoning and even soothing, it communicates to the amygdala, and it helps put the amygdala at ease. It helps put things into context. That prefrontal cortex tells the amygdala things are okay. The person just went into the kitchen. They'll be back. There's no threat here. There's no reason to be alarmed. But in dementia, that prefrontal cortex, it's one of the areas that's being damaged and destroyed. So the ability for that prefrontal cortex to set the context, to give it the setting, to be that soothing, rational voice, it becomes harder and harder to access. So the amygdala gets louder and louder with fear and anxiety, and nothing there to calm it down and bring it back to reality. So what happens is the amygdala sends out the fear signals, and there's nothing left in the brain to help calm it down. So that anxiety that they're feeling, it's real. It's real fear, and it's neurologically generated anxiety. It's not manipulation. It's not attention seeking. It's not them being difficult. So here's the part that's really important to understand. In some ways, you become their amygdala regulator. Your presence is literally what makes their nervous system feel safe. When you leave the room, their brain floods with fear. When you come back, their fear eases. That's why they follow you. Number two, dementia damages something called object permanence. Object permanence is the understanding that something continues to exist even when you can't see it. It's a concept we typically think about when we think about babies. Have you ever done the game with babies where you show something and then you put it behind their back and they can't believe where did it go? And then you show it again and they're like, whoa, or the whole peekaboo game. This is because they don't have object permanence yet. So it feels like this big surprise. Well, in dementia, this can also start to go away. So when you leave the room, the brain might genuinely not be able to hold on to the certainty that you are still there, that you still exist. Out of sight can equal that person is gone. And that feeling of you being gone can feel catastrophic to them. Number three, the brain can no longer manage the gap between now and later. So the frontal lobe, the part of the brain that helps us plan and wait and tolerate uncertainty, it's often negatively impacted by dementia. So waiting for someone to come back, it requires them to hold on to the concept that they left, but they will return. And that interval, that in-between interval, that, oh, they left, they'll be back, that manageable part, that goes away in dementia. Dementia erodes their ability to understand and hang on to that concept. So to put all of this together simply, it's not them being clingy. It's not them manipulating you. It's not your loved one not trusting you or trying to control you. It's literally their brain is being flooded by fear, real fear. And without the tools, the brain's ability for them to self-regulate and calm themselves down, it ends up with them turning to you as being their only source of safety. So what might help in this situation if you find yourself with a loved one who likes to follow you around? One, try giving them a transitional anchor. Basically, before you get up to leave, try giving them something to hold, to look at, to do, a familiar object, a photo, a task with their hands, something they might actually enjoy and that can hold their attention and provide a meaningful small bridge for you to have a moment to step away. Two, narrate your movements simply and calmly. Instead of quietly slipping away, try saying something like, I'm going to get us some water. I'll be back. Keep it short, keep it simple, keep it calm, say it the same way each time. Sometimes creating that predictability, that consistency, it can create a little bit of safety for a brain that is anxious. Three, build an intentional togetherness so that they're not constantly chasing the togetherness. So some caregivers find it beneficial to schedule regular periods of time, side by side time, where you are maybe watching a show together, you're sitting at the same table, you're going on a short walk together. That can actually reduce shadowing overall because the brain feels less desperate when connection feels consistent, it feels reliable, and they are getting that time with you. And four, use the shadowing as communication. Use it as information. It's not just a burden. If you can't safely or quietly or peacefully get 10 minutes to yourself, this is a clinical signal. It's a signal that the level of care that your loved one needs might be reaching the point where it's exceeding the amount of care one person can provide alone. And that does not equal your failure. That is your cue to reach out to other family members, friends, community resources to help bring you some relief. And I just want to take a moment here to really acknowledge just how hard shadowing can be. You're never alone, yet you feel so lonely. Your privacy is gone. Your solitude is gone. The sense of being a separate person from the person you're loving is gone. And yet somehow there's guilt for wanting some personal space. There's guilt for wanting some time to yourself. Like somehow getting more space and time alone means you don't love your loved one enough. Wanting space, does not mean you love less. It's a sign that you are human, and we all need personal time to recharge and reset. So for many of us, we feel trapped. We are allowed to grieve the version of the relationship you had with your loved one where you did have alone time, where you enjoyed their presence, where it didn't feel like you were suffocating under them. Now, I know understanding why shadowing happens doesn't make it disappear and it doesn't make it easier, but it can help you understand that it's not because you are doing something wrong. It's not because you aren't keeping them busy enough. It's literally the way that their brain is deteriorating. And if anything, maybe it can bring a little bit more compassion and understanding into how they really aren't trying to make your life more difficult, even though they are. Now, I acknowledge watching a video like this with understanding of the brain and getting a few tips can be helpful, but I know it's not nearly enough. And that's why inside of our Care Collective program, every week, myself or another dementia expert come together to just answer your questions, to talk about your specific situations. You can tell me what you're seeing, what you're observing, what you're going through, the challenges, what you've tried, what worked, what didn't work, and we together will come up and brainstorm with something else you can try. It's also why every single week we have hours and hours of support rooms together where you can hop in there with other Careblazers where you do not need to explain the difficulty in what you are going through. They automatically get it and they can listen to you, they can support you, and if you want, they can share what has worked for them. All of that happens weekly inside of our Care Collective program. There's a link below this video you can click on to learn more. Until then, Careblazer, keep up the great work. I will be back next week, as always, with a new video. Bye.
Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free, and Nico says thank you very much.